Okay, I'm next. So, I'd like to talk to you about our work around local economy and business. So, as Brian said, when we first started off, we had 6 task forces, but one of the ones that we added was the local economy and business. And I think it was a bit of a fight at first, not really, but a little bit of a job to really explain why it's so important that we consider the local economy and business. When you think of businesses, they are our employers, they are our suppliers, they're where we shop, they supply the services that we need, and not just businesses, but our institutions as well. And with respect to climate change, there are huge impacts that businesses need to be aware of, and there's a huge opportunity here for businesses and for shaping an economy that's going to be resilient long term in the face of the changes that we have coming. So in fact, the overarching goal that the Local Economy and Business Task Force came up with respect to the Climate Change Action Plan is we want to have a diverse business community in Hamilton that embraces innovation and sustainable practices to achieve a thriving, resilient economy. And you're going to hear the word resilient a lot because there's so much change coming. We have to learn how to not only take actions now that will mitigate or that will prevent the worst possible effects of climate change. In other words, we have to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions. But the fact is, the horse is out of the barn, climate change is here now, and we have to learn how to adapt and how to change the way we operate in order to function in a resilient way in this new world. So we came up with some very sort of overarching key directions that we recommend get built into the plan as well. And where it starts is really with education and research and information. So our first recommendation, and in fact this has ended up being one of our priority actions overall for this plan, is that there's a central resource for climate change data that everyone has access to, ready access. And this is not just for businesses. Secondly, with respect to businesses, to really encourage sustainable business practices and measure outcomes. What gets measured gets managed. And so it's a matter of encouraging businesses to operate in ways that are reducing their carbon footprint, but that are also building resilience into the way they operate. Our third sort of big bucket, if you will, is to really drive collaboration and sharing amongst the Hamilton business community in support of sustainability and climate change. And events like today are a great example of how we do that. We need to really share our best practices with each other, and that's something that we really encourage a lot at Sustainable Hamilton. Fourth, to communicate and celebrate successes, because this is how we learn, this is how we get inspired to take action. So with respect to sustainable business practices and those business practices that are really helping to address climate change from both a mitigation and adaptation point of view. And then our last big direction, strategic direction, or big bucket, if you will, is to support and develop the local economy through sustainability-focused economic development, research, and innovation in sustainability and climate change. We have the resources and the technology and the people in Hamilton to really develop and are in the process of developing world-class technologies that can help really solve some of the really big problems that as a society, as a global society, that we're going to be facing. And this is a tremendous opportunity for Hamilton. So whenever we're talking, and this message came out loud and clear in the work that we've been doing on this task force, is that it's not just about the risks. There are tremendous opportunities here. And if we embrace, if we understand what the potential impacts of climate change are going to be, both positive and negative, and prepare for them, then we have an opportunity here to be world-leading in terms of our economy. And in terms of, I guess, zeroing or talking more on an individual business level, what can businesses be doing today to start to prepare for climate change? And one of the first things is to really educate yourselves. And so businesses that are here today, congratulations for taking that first step. But it's understanding not only what the potential impacts are going to be, but like what specifically are the risks to your business? You know, is it business interruption is a really big one. Potential health impacts. For example, interruption of your supply chain. So understand what your potential risks are. Assemble a team in your company, or at least designate one person to take this task on, to keep in touch with the ongoing research, and to help develop a plan for your company to be more resilient, to address these risks and opportunities. And measure your progress. And with respect to reducing your greenhouse gas emissions, with respect to all aspects of adopting more sustainable business practices. And let people know what you're doing. Communicate internally with your own employees, but also externally with the community at large, and help spread the word, because that's how change happens, is when we let people know what we're doing and there's a ripple effect. And before I hand this over to Dave, I'm going to put one thing that we are doing that was initiated out of this work is that Sustainable Hamilton is actually holding an event in this room 3 weeks from now. May 15th, we have the Minister of the Environment and Climate Change, Glenn Murray, coming, and it's going to be climate change, what every business needs to know. So highly suggest you think about coming to that too. Thank you.